Okay, so I just want to start off this video by introducing myself. My name is Mustafa. I am 19 years old. If you don't know me, which you likely don't, 60 days ago I got into the insurance industry. And my first month I did $7,000 in profit. My second month I did $11,000 in profit. And I just want to talk about in this video the three main mental switches and just kind of mental frames that I allowed myself to have growing up, and also just specifically getting into this business as a whole, that allowed me to see the success in which I have seen so far. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is betting on yourself while you're young. If you're 18 to 25 years old and you're hesitant to take the risk on something because you're not too sure if it's going to work out for you, you're a bitch. In all seriousness, you're just a bitch. You need to understand that you not taking the risk on yourself, you not having the self-confidence and the self-delusion within yourself to be able to see yourself as the successful person which you always dream about and repost on TikTok, you're a bitch. You need to understand that. On the other side of you risking and putting all your chips on the table is the success in which you always dream about. I took the risk 2 months ago. I decided that me getting into this industry, I will put my head down for 60 to 90 days. And if I don't see any single dime hit my account, that I'll still push through. I decided that for 60 days, the past 60 days, I will put my head down, work 10 hours every single day, and see how this business feeds me. If you get into a business and decide to half-ass it, half body in, half body out, whatever the saying is, I don't even know, you're doing a disservice to yourself. Because I promise you, if you're diluting your time between two things, whether it be school and business, or whether it be another business and this business, or whether it be a job and this business, whatever business it is, I can tell you from experience that you are doing a disservice to yourself. I was growth operating and doing a marketing agency, and then also running another business on the side, just trying to see which one would work, just throwing shit at the wall and see what sticks. I promise you, you diluting yourself that much between two different things, three different things, whatever the case may be, allows you to not see the growth in which you want to see. Because logistically speaking, if you are working extremely hard, like how I was working 16 hours a day, barely getting any sleep whatsoever. 6 hours for this business, 4 hours for this business, and then another 6 hours for this business. I was working as hard as I possibly could. And I was only able to see the amount of success that I saw from those businesses, which it wasn't much. It was pretty shit, to be honest. I saw those results because of the fact that the businesses can't gauge that I'm working as hard as I possibly can, if that makes sense. Like, when I was running the marketing agency, I was working 6 hour days, and that was as much as I possibly could put in for that business at the time, because I had other businesses to worry about or other jobs to worry about. Just a bunch of random things. The marketing agency didn't actively know that I was putting my all in. All it saw was the 6 hour days that I was putting in. So it was going to give me 6 hour results. You need to understand that if you get into a business and you only put 6 hour days in, 5 hour days in, whatever the case may be, you're going to get 5 hour results, 6 hour results. You need to put the bet on yourself and risk all of your time, 10, 12 hours every single day, not see any results for 30 days straight, and see how much it's going to feed you 60 to 90 days from now. That's exactly what I did, and that's exactly how I saw the results in which I've seen so far in this industry. Now, the second thing in which I want to talk about, which ties perfectly into what I just said, is embracing the grind and the rejection. The amount of times in which I've been rejected on the phones, when I'm dialing, when I'm calling leads, when I'm dialing 500 people a day and I'm getting rejected about 200 times, the amount of times in which I've grinded, for how long I've been grinding without seeing results, me allowing myself to do that and pushing through the grind and the rejection allowed me to see the 7K profit month my first month, the $11,000 profit month my second month. One thing I can promise you is that if you decide to fully put your all, everything 100% you have into any business model, if it's trading, if it's marketing, if it's insurance, whatever the case may be, info, high ticket, whatever the case may be, I promise you, if you put your all into it, every business works. Every single business works. It's just up to your preference, whichever one you like the most. If you decide to push through the grind and the rejection, on the other side of that is everything in which you want to see, everything in which you want to have. The perfect analogy in which I'm always told is, on the other side of that mountain is the greenery. So for example, the mountain in this analogy is the grind, the rejection, the sleepless nights, whatever the case may be. On the other side of that, of you climbing that mountain and getting over that, when you're on top of it, or you're on the other side of it, you see how good life is. Having money, being able to go to dinners, being able to not be tripping over $100 here, or having to go to the gas station and worry about, oh, this gas is a little bit more expensive than this gas station, let me go to the other gas station. You being able to understand that you grinding and getting rejected and putting in the hours and just getting used to the system and becoming robotic to the system allows you to see the growth in which you want to see. You need to understand that this will be hard. Entrepreneurship will be hard. Any business you decide to get into will be hard. I'm not saying that it's going to be easy. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it. If it was easy, you would have already taken the initiative to start something, whatever. Literally fucking anything. Like anything. You can literally do anything and see success from it nowadays. You can literally do anything. You can resell a fucking cookbook you made from ChatGPT and make money that way. You can drop ship fucking kids' toys and make money from it. You can market for random bullshit local businesses and make money from it. You can sell insurance like me to fucking old ladies and make money from it. You need to understand that regardless of what industry that you're in, what business you decide to go into, if you decide to put your head down and grind and get rejected and push through the first month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months of that business, on the other side of that is where you're going to see all the things in which you have always dreamt about seeing. You will become the man or the woman you want to become on the other side of you putting in the grind and the hours and the rejection and the sleepless nights. You will understand. If you don't believe me, try it out for yourself. Get into any business model. Feel free to get into this business model. I could actually give a shit if you do. Get into marketing, get into trading, get into insurance, get into high ticket sales. I could actually give a fuck. I just want you to take the risk on yourself, bet on yourself, get into any business model, and really put your all into that business model. Understand that you need to put every single ounce of energy you have in your body into that business model and see how much it's going to feed you 60 to 90 days from now. If not 60 to 90 days, fine, 6 months. Just understand that if you don't see success within your first couple of days, it's okay. I didn't see success my first couple of days. I worked for 3 weeks for free. Not a single dime hit my bank account. 3 weeks, 10-hour days for 3 weeks straight. And not a single dime hit my bank account. Now, my third point is elongating the time horizon you have set out for yourself for the goals in which you want to achieve. A lot of people, when they get into a new business, especially me, I remember I used to do this as well. With trading, I got into it 2-3 months. Was kind of like half-assing it, not too much. Saw some success, but I wasn't able to see the true success in which other people were able to see. Same with my marketing agency. I was like half-assing it. I was doing it with my cousin, who's also in insurance now, making easily 10K a month profit, as well as me. I was doing it with him, and we just didn't have our all in it. I specifically didn't just have my all into it. And that allowed us to see half-assed results. That allowed us to see $5,000 to $6,000, maybe $7,000 a month. Honestly, probably like $5,000. Now that's pretty shit. The mental switch that I decided to make going into this industry is that I've burned trading. I've burned the marketing agency. How many times am I going to allow myself to burn chances and opportunities in which I have the ability to chase after until something hits the wall, until something sticks? So I decided to go into this industry with my head down and just work 8-10-hour days. See how it's going to feed me in 60 to 90 days from now. I am part of the exception where in my first 3 weeks, in my third week, that's when I saw all the money hit my account from the past 2-3 weeks of me working, and like $4,000 hit my bank account in my third week in this industry. $4,000 hit my account around that timeline in 7 days. $4,000 per month is, bro, it's pretty shit. You know, it's like, that's pretty ass. Now $7,000, that's like, okay. You know, that's decent bread. $11,000, that's like, oh, okay, getting there. You know, you're making decent money. You know, be able to provide for yourself. Me having such delusion and having this mindset when it comes to money where I think that 10K isn't shit, bro. I think 10K a month is terrible. I think 10K per month is where it all starts. I think I am now just starting my journey in entrepreneurship and allowing myself to see the businessman and the man that I'm going to become. I think that now hitting that 11K month is allowing myself to really think and say, okay, so it is possible. Now, how can I hit the gas even harder? How can I push myself to such an extent to where I do so much volume to where it doesn't make sense if I fail? Alex Hormozi said this, that exact quote. It wasn't along the same lines, but he said something along the lines of where do so much volume where I think he says do so much volume where it's inadequate for you to be able to fail. Or do so much volume where it doesn't make sense for you to fail, whatever the case may be. That saying really stuck with me because the moment I decided to implement that saying into my day-to-day, where regardless what it may be, regardless if it's me making my bed, me hitting the gym in the morning or at night, eating clean, hitting $500 in the day, just maximizing my inputs to where I am forcing greatness, I'm forcing success. One thing I can promise you guys, and one thing I say to all my guys and also just everyone in the business that I'm with, that I work with, all my homies, all my good friends, I really focus on the main saying of maximize your inputs because that's how you're going to see greatness. Now, if someone is beating themselves up over not seeing the success in which they want to see, they haven't closed a deal, or they haven't seen money hit their bank account, I always just preface them by saying, maximize inputs, bro. Maximize your inputs. Maximize your ability to be able to see the goals in which you want to see. Maximize your ability to show and force such greatness in any industry you may be in to be able to get to said goals. Maximize your probability and your chances to be able to get to said outcome. Maximize your probability in you becoming the man in which you want to be. Maximize your probability in you being able to have the opportunity to be able to buy things for your mom, buy things for your sister, your brother, your dad, whatever the case may be. Understand that there's people relying on you, bro. There's people, your mom's relying on you, your dad's relying on you. If you don't have them in your life, you know, I'm sorry, but you have your sister, your brother, whatever the case may be. You have someone in your life that's relying on you. You have your kids that haven't even been born yet. They're relying on your ability to be able to make it this young, this early on, so you can provide them a life in which they have never seen, in which you have yet to see either. So that's pretty much it for this video. I've talked about all my 3 main factors in which I decided to take, and all the 3 just mental frames in which I decided to have for myself getting into this business and industry. And one thing I want to leave you guys off on is, if you're a man, if you're a woman, if you're a girl, if you're a boy, whatever the case may be, please take the risk on yourself, regardless of what business it may be. If it's trading, if it's marketing, if it's insurance, I could care less. Take the risk on yourself because I believe in your ability to do so. Whoever is watching this video, I believe in your ability to be able to achieve the things in which you want to achieve.